It's time for Devlog number 2. Hey, what's up? Nick here, and I'm excited to share with you the second devlog for my game Inspire. Now, don't mind my face, a little bit of a kickboxing accident, just didn't have my guard up at the right time, but that should be fixed real soon. Talking about Inspire, it's been a really great month of development, and I had 3 major milestones this month that I wanted to complete actually. One was the Inspire feature, since the game is called Inspire. The second is the main boss enemy and all the logic revolving around that. And the third one was a fast travel system that will work for my specific needs. So the Inspire feature is actually a feature that I've been thinking about and iterating on for a long time. And now I think I finally nailed it down what it could be. And what I usually feel like when there's a game which talks about a battle, an upcoming battle against an invasion or anything else, I feel there needs to be some weight to it. It shouldn't be, at least for my game, that it's just a player against the whole world, because that doesn't make sense for me in the sense of the story. So in the game there will be all sorts of survivors scattered around, people just trying to defend themselves against the aliens, and once you get close to these survivors, they will follow you and they will help you battle the aliens. And it's of course your job to lead these people to safety. So they are throughout the world, there will be certain bunkers, underground bunkers, which will be the place where you need to guide these survivors to. Now of course you don't have to do it, you can keep them with you as sort of your human shields, which is not the nicest thing to do, but if you want to do that, you can. But there are of course some perks for delivering these to safety. The more you invest into helping others and inspiring others to help you in your journey, the more the world will change for the better. So for instance, if you have like a certain survivor saved in a certain zone, there will be patrols in that zone, there will be watchtowers. Helping these survivors will make your life easier, but also will show you that you're not on your own fighting against the alien invasion. One thing I still need to do for this Inspire system is, of course, have some different variations of the survivors, because they all can't be girls, that would be weird. But that will be something that I will be iterating on the coming weeks. If you got some ideas for this Inspire feature, do let me know in the comments, because I'm always open to new ideas. The second milestone that I want to achieve in March was the main enemy. Unfortunately, I can't show you anything about it because I want to keep that a secret, because it's like the main thing that you will be fighting towards. But one thing I can say is that the enemy has multiple stages. It transforms into different kind of states, has different kind of attack patterns. So for me, was also a great way to set the baseline for all the other boss enemies for the game. Similar how you would say in like Elden Ring, like I really love how they have certain attack patterns. And all of a sudden an enemy can change and have a whole different kind of attacks. For now I have to leave it at that. Just know I'm really happy with the result, and I really hope that you're gonna like the main enemy too. The third point that I felt was really needed for the game was a fast travel system. Of course the game is built up as a semi-open world, which means you can travel from one zone to the next, and which is great. But the thing is that the zones are randomly populated. So every time you enter a zone, it will be different events going on, different kind of weather, there can be a different season going on. So I felt like for replayability purposes, it wouldn't be as fun if you would have to travel all the way back and forth all the time. So I developed a system which basically just your usual stuff tracks where the player has been. If the player has reached a certain zone, it gets unlocked in the inventory where you can select the zone and just travel to it. I also make sure that each zone has some backstory, has a really cool image, so you know roughly what you're getting into when reaching that zone. I think it's a great quality of life improvement for the game. I think will make your travel just that bit more fun to go around. Another thing that I've been working on, and it started actually as a developer tool for myself, is a photo mode. As you know, as an indie developer, it's important that you can get some footage out for your potential market, for your potential players. So I felt like I needed a system where I could easily make pictures for the game, screenshots that I also use for instance for the fast travel zones. I created a system where you can just fly around with your mouse and just adjust the post-processing, adjust the depth of field. And for me, it's a great tool to just quickly look around the level, just increase the time of day, and it's a great tool which I'll probably also in the final game include as a real photo mode, which of course needs some constraints, so the player won't be able to go like out of the bounds of the level, which is now totally possible. I think it's a great addition to the game and the development for me. Talking about development, if you want to support me as a developer and be the first to know about the game Inspire, make sure to head over to Steam and wishlist the game. It helps me as a developer out a lot because it shows Steam that there's interest in my game. It obviously won't cost you a thing, it just would help me as a developer a lot. Lastly, one major thing that I changed for the game was actually removing root motion. I had root motion for quite a bit of the enemies and for the player character, but I ran into quite a bit of issues with enemy of AI pathfinding and also the player getting stuck into places where he shouldn't get stuck, or where the player should be hovering above the ground because the nav mesh agent couldn't make up where the animation position was. For the people who don't know and are curious, root motion basically lets the animation define the player speed and the player movement. So you have, instead of an animation which is like rooted in place, the walking animation for instance just moves forward, and there won't be any force or any speed applied by, for instance in this case, a nav mesh agent. This looks really nice. I found out with some extra coding you could even get a really realistic feeling, or like a good feeling for a top-down game without root motion. Now I have much more freedom as well for the enemy creatures. I can give them different kind of movements and stuff, which is really great, and I don't have to make all these really intricate animation because I can just do it via code, which is for me great, and it will only speed up the production for the game. Those are the main points that I've been working on for Inspire in March. It's been an awesome month of development. And now it's time for me to head back and work on new stuff, and I can't wait to share with you in the next devlog. If you want to stay notified and be the first to know about updates for Inspire, make sure to check the socials below, wishlist the game, that means a lot. And that's all for me this month, and I hope you have an awesome week, and I'll see you all on the next devlog. Take care, bye bye.